You're watching WEAR News, the morning current on WFGX.
And good morning. It is 7 o'clock and this is the Morning Current. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Jared Willits.
I'm Laura Hussey. So glad Jared's back, and we are indeed glad to start off another week, last week of 2025. Let's get right to it. A woman wanted in connection with the parking lot burglary. We talked a lot about this last week. Well, she is still evading capture this morning. 31-year-old Shakni Golay. There are active warrants from 3 separate cases: burglary, petty theft, and battery, burglary of an unoccupied vehicle, and grand theft and probation violation. One of the cases was the truck burglary at the Circle K on Fairfield 2 weeks ago. We've probably seen this video at this point. A guy left his truck unlocked, went in the store, he says, for less than a minute when thieves broke in. He says his wallet was stolen with $800 of cash in there, his driver's license, social security card, and more.
If you know anything at all, you can call the sheriff's office, or if you prefer to remain anonymous, you can call Crime Stoppers. That's 850-433-STOP.
A 19-year-old cantonment man was arrested under Florida's super speeder law after going over 100 miles above the speed limit. 19-year-old Aiden Lewis, Florida Highway Patrol, was monitoring traffic on I-10 in the Escambia County, south of Fairfield. They saw a blue BMW and a Nissan 350Z driven by Lewis Street Racing. The trooper apparently after Lewis and clocked him going 124 miles an hour in a 65 zone. Lewis told the trooper the BMW driver enticed him to race. In Walton County, deputies narrowly missed a serious crash from happening to them while they were trying to catch a driver who was going the wrong way on Highway 98. Here's the story. Deputies got a 911 call about 1:30 in the morning Saturday. Somebody driving the wrong side of the road on Highway 98. Deputies found that car coming right at them. Deputy made a big U-turn to avoid that collision. They clocked that car going nearly 100 miles per hour, and that's what they had to do to catch up with the guy. Turned out to be a 62-year-old man from Tennessee, Timothy Galvin, who was stopped. He was arrested and charged with driving under the influence, reckless driving, and refusing to submit to a DUI test. And one person was critically injured after being ejected from their vehicle on I-10 in Santa Rosa County. This was Friday evening near mile marker 21. 27-year-old man from Holt was driving a Jeep Wrangler. The driver, we are told, drifted onto the shoulder and overcorrected, causing the SUV to overturn multiple times. He was thrown from that vehicle. Life flight was called and the eastbound lanes were temporarily closed. Good morning. It is 7:03. Pleasant enough now, but it can be a little less pleasant, I guess, not so far away. We have had moving all the plants inside on the agenda for a couple days. Brooke, you have kept us warned, and so we're talking possible 30s, even maybe freezing, right?
Yeah, we're going to be looking at temperatures dropping quite a bit tonight into those 30s. We're already looking at much cooler weather right now than what we were seeing early this morning. We were waking up in the 70s at about 2-3 a.m. Now we're seeing the 50s. Temperatures have cooled off. We're seeing a breeze with it as well. And we still have a little bit of rain left over. This is a cold front that's moving through, so you can see where we do have the clouds still moving through. There's a look at your radar right now. You can see where the rain currently is. It has just moved out of Pensacola. We're still seeing that rain moving through right, going into Destin. That's what we're dealing with those showers. Now behind this, it is much cooler, and we are certainly feeling that right now. We do have temperatures already in the 50s. We're going to be looking at temperatures dropping from the 70s and 60s. You can see still 70 Fort Walton Beach. That won't be long. We're about 54, Milton 55, Pensacola 55, and Fairhope. Those winds have picked up behind that rain, and it is going to be cooling us off. So winds anywhere from 15 to even 25 miles an hour is what we're dealing with. So breezy with that cooler weather. Heading out the door, it is going to be remaining cool. We'll stay in the 50s through the afternoon, and then as you head into the evening, temperatures dropping into the 40s and then the 30s.
Let's get a quick look outside and check on traffic. This is your live shot of the Escambia Bay Bridge. Light traffic at the moment, moving smoothly. No reports of slowdowns at the moment.
4 minutes after 7 o'clock, and this morning President Trump says Russia and Ukraine may be very close to a peace deal.
Ukrainian President Zelensky met with the president Sunday at Mar-a-Lago. The president spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin for hours on the phone. After that meeting, a big sticking point in attempting to reach a peace deal is, of course, territory.
Zelensky has proposed a 20-point plan that would include stronger security guarantees, as well as a demilitarized buffer zone in the Donbas region. Zelensky cautions any plan would likely need approval by the Ukrainian people.
If the plan will be very difficult for our society, very difficult, of course our society has to choose and has to vote, because it's their land, the land not of one person, it's the land of our nation for a lot of generations.
Close, maybe getting close, they say, but over the weekend, Russia launched one of their largest attacks on Ukraine in months, killed 2, injured dozens. The president says Vladimir Putin does not want to be forced to stop fighting, only to have to start it again.
The peace talks will continue moving forward in the coming weeks. That could possibly include a meeting with European leaders, and potentially that meeting would be at the White House.
Back home now, tomorrow Okaloosa County officials host a town hall about the Holiday Isle Park property by Noriega Point.
Yeah, the meeting is December 30th at 3 p.m. at the Convention Center on Miracle Strip Parkway. This property is the one that really raised a lot of eyebrows with the sales price recently. The state of Florida purchased it from a private developer for $80 million. We're talking not that many acres. The goal for the property now would be to use it as a public park developed and operated by the county.
Also in Okaloosa, they're holding their annual waterway rental safety meeting next month, January 22nd. Starts at 12:30, goes to 4:30. It'll be at the Destin Fort Walton Beach Convention Center.
They do it every year. They put it together between federal and local law enforcement agencies, all to promote safety on the waterways. They're also looking for local vendors who would like to participate. So if you're interested, you can find more info on the county's website.
Well, it's going to get cold the next couple of nights in Santa Rosa County, opening a cold weather shelter for those who have no heat.
Yeah, we've received notification from them that they will be opening. We want to let you know that typically both Escambia County and Okaloosa County also open shelters when the temperature reaches 40 degrees. So we're monitoring for that information. But right now we can confirm the Ferris Hill Baptist Church on Chafin Street in Milton will be open. It opens at 6:30. The only animals they allow are service animals with verification of vaccinations. And the shelter does close at 7 a.m. each morning.
Getting closer to New Year's Eve, and AAA is again offering their Tow-to-Go service through the new year.
Yeah, it's been running and it's going to extend through January 2nd at 6 a.m. That involves a free ride and a tow for drivers who are impaired. They will take you in your car within 10 miles of where they pick you up.
Now, you don't have to be a member to get the service. Anybody can do it. You can reach Tow-to-Go by calling. Here's their number, 855-2-TOW-2-GO.
We've been seeing some fantastic pictures from you lately, and we would love it if you keep them coming, whether it was your holiday cheer or the wildlife in your backyard. Text WEAR TV to 95577 or just look for the Chime In tab on the website.
When the morning current continues, the search continues in Texas after a teenager went missing on Christmas Eve. They say she is in imminent danger.
And the president announcing plans for new Navy battleships, calling them the fastest and largest ever built.
A lot to think about this morning. We're going to take a break, take a breath, and enjoy a coffee break.
Cheers.
This morning, the search continues for a Texas teenager missing since Christmas Eve. Police say they believe she is in, quote, imminent danger.
Her name is Camila Mendoza Olmos. She's 19 years old. She was last seen leaving her home on Christmas Eve in San Antonio about 7 in the morning. She only had with her car keys when she left the house. Mom says she usually goes for a morning walk, but typically she would not leave her phone behind.
A lot of people rallying together for searches every day. Multiple agencies joining in the effort, including the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security. They're monitoring border crossings and international travel.
We're told that she did recently go through a breakup, but it was mutual. There was no foul play suspected in that regard. Investigators say, however, they really haven't ruled anything out, including kidnapping, human trafficking, or the potential that she left on her own.
We have some new numbers from the Real-Time Crime Index. It shows that the U.S. is on pace for the largest one-year drop in murder.
Now, this is data from 500 police departments that choose to report their data. In that perspective, we will say that it shows a 20% drop in murder rates year over year, 7,300 cases in 2024, 5,900 in 2025.
Crime overall apparently dipping as well. Violent crime down 10%, they say. Property crime down 12%.
Crime levels have steadily dropped after they hit an all-time high during the pandemic. The president credits his crackdown on crime and immigration as the reason for the decrease.
Just a couple of days away from seeing that increase in the premiums for the Affordable Care Act, people enrolled. There could be a deal, they say, on extending the subsidies.
That's been the hot point of controversy, as you know. Now, Congressman Bill Cassidy says the deal could be close. He told the publication The Hill that the idea is an extension along with health savings accounts and giving Affordable Care Act enrollees a choice on which to take.
Without a deal, premiums are expected to go up, maybe double by next month. Around about 22 million Americans will be impacted by that.
President Trump has announced approval of a plan for the Navy to start construction on 2 new battleships.
Part of a new Trump class and the Golden Fleet initiative, described by the president as the fastest, largest, and most powerful warships ever built.
They're equipped with hypersonic weapons, high-power lasers, and nuclear-armed cruise missiles. The things are projected to weigh between 30 and 40,000 tons, larger than current U.S. destroyers. Now,
building these things could take about 2.5 years. Components built across all 50 states, they say. The first ship to be named, the USS Defiant, symbolizing the Navy's 250-year commitment to innovation and maritime dominance. Chicago, Chicago.
Do they put a line in that song called Brrr?
Somewhere in there, I think. They have a version for wintertime.
Oh my God. It's beautiful. It looks like a little snow globe.
It is absolutely gorgeous if you're not standing right there in the middle of it. Snowy Chicago as you wake up this morning. And we were talking about it, I'm not sure the day of our historic snowfall here in Northwest Florida.
I don't remember. This is January.
January 7th or something like that.
Somewhere in January.
My long and short-term memories fail me. I'll have to, check.
Yeah. We'll do some research, but meanwhile, really across the country, people are dealing with various severe weather problems. We want to get to some of that and run it down. More than 40 million people on alert, we're told, as the next winter storm is forecast to bring snow and rain and lots more through the coming days.
It's going to be tough for a lot of folks, but here.
Yeah, but here we're looking good. We are seeing a cool down though. So it is going to be a big cool down for us as we do head into your day today. So temperatures are going to be dropping quite a bit. We are going to be seeing those temperatures going from the 60s and 70s is what we were waking up to this morning into the 50s for your afternoon. We're going to drop into the 30s as we head into your overnight tonight. So it is going to be a big cool down as you head overnight. There's a look at what we have currently over our Hardee's camera. We do have the clouds this morning. It is going to be looking different depending on where you are. We're looking at the clouds starting to break apart over Pensacola Beach, and that's because that rain has already moved through. It wasn't too significant rain-wise. This is your cold front. So overall, rain with it, not too bad. We will have a few of those little showers continuing for Destin within the next 30 minutes to an hour before it moves out. Now behind this, it is breezy and it is cooler. You can see those showers. They're moving pretty quickly. There's a look at that cold front, that big cold front that is moving through the area. We will be looking at your temperatures dropping behind us. You can see your winds anywhere from 18 to even 25 miles an hour out of the north. It is going to be very windy as we do head through your day, so just keep that in mind. Very different from what we were seeing through the overnight. That cold front has brought wind and it has brought cooler weather. We're already seeing those temperatures dropping about 10 degrees after that rain moved out. So let's take a look at what we can expect through the next coming days, because we have the clouds around for a little bit in the afternoon. It clears out for the evening and the overnight. Clear skies overnight, sunny skies for Tuesday. Even though we're going to see the sunshine, though, very cold going into Tuesday and your New Year's Eve on Wednesday. So heading into New Year's Eve, if you have those plans, you might want to bundle up. We're going to be seeing the coldest night tonight and tomorrow night. Going into that New Year's night, it's not going to be nearly as cold, but we'll still see the 40s. So it's still going to be chilly as you wake up on New Year's Day. There's a look at your temperatures right now, 50s and 70s, depending on where you are. 70 degrees in Fort Walton Beach, won't be long because that cold front is moving through. 58 in NAS Pensacola, 55 in Fairhope, 51 in Century. Now, as for your temperatures through the day today, we're expecting your temperatures to warm up by the time you hit the end of the week. But for today, we're going to stay in the 50s. So it is going to be looking a bit cooler than what we were seeing through the overnight. Tonight, we'll have temperatures fall quickly into the 40s and then the 30s. We'll see the 30s as we go into the overnight, waking up on Tuesday morning in the 30s at or below freezing. And then by Tuesday afternoon, it's going to be a cold one. We'll stay in the 40s as we head into your afternoon. So it is going to be feeling a little different for that Tuesday. Wednesday, we'll see the 30s again. And then as you head into the rest of your New Year's Eve, temperatures will get into those 50s, and we will see the 30s again, 40s for that overnight. Sea-Tail Marine forecast, 2 to 3 feet for the Gulf. Winds are out of the west at about 15 to 25 knots, and we do have your yellow flags flying with a good chance they'll stay yellow throughout your day. Here's a look at that week ahead, looking chilly as we head into the new year, but right at average for Friday.
Let's get a quick look outside at 7:18. This is the interstate near Creighton Road this morning. Light traffic there and no issues.
We may get a few sprinkles, but it is looking ugly across the country. Snow in some places, strong winds, rain, all of those on tap for folks in the coming hours, really.
This will be happening from the Dakotas all the way through the Great Lakes into northern New England as well. Blizzard warnings in effect from North Dakota to Minnesota. Snowfall between 3 and 8 inches. Winds gusting up to 45 miles an hour.
That's creating whiteout conditions and near zero visibility through this morning. In the upper peninsula of Michigan, they could see between 1 to 2 feet of snow.
In Iowa, State Patrol responding to a 14-car wreck Sunday. Interstate closed for hours. They tried to clear the mess in zero visibility. State Patrol says between 6 and 8 p.m., 6A and 8 p. on Sunday, they responded to a total of 158 calls for service and assisted 127 motorists.
As you can imagine, this weather is messing up travel. 2,700 flights were canceled Friday and Saturday. Sunday, more than 500 cancellations with thousands more delayed.
A good run for Phillip Rivers, but yesterday the Jags did prevail. We'll have the deets in a second. It's a great story. It's just like a made-for-TV movie
really
with
think,
Philip
yeah.
Rivers. I mean, you can't write stuff like this.
No, it's my favorite story of the year for sure. He's a local high school football coach who got called back up to the pros, and he's continuing to play in the big leagues. Of course, Rivers was called up as quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts at the beginning of this month.
Yeah, you know, some of Rivers' players from St. Michael Catholic High School showed up in Indianapolis to cheer their coach yesterday. The school's chaplain, Father Steve Williams of St. Lawrence Parish in Fairhope, also went. They did play Jacksonville Jaguars, unfortunately lost 23-17, ending the Colts season.
Well, you know, go Jags, but okay.
Stop. Well, Rivers played 0-3 after rejoining the Colts 5 years into retirement.
Well, that'd be kind of fun.
Okay, we'll keep dreaming,
All right.
but we got lots more football to tackle.
College football playoff quarterfinals this week. Some of the major games ahead in the U.S. heading into the new year. Here we go.
Okay, on the 31st, New Year's Eve, we've got number 2, the Ohio State versus number 10, Miami. That's the Cotton Bowl Classic in Arlington, 6:30 on ESPN. Ohio State coming in with about a 70.5% win probability. That winner will play either Ole Miss or Georgia.
Thursday, January 1, number 4 Texas Tech versus number 5 Oregon in the Orange Bowl in Miami, 11 a.m. start on ESPN. Texas with a 51.6 win probability. Winner will play either Alabama or Indiana. Here we go.
Number 1 Indiana versus number 9 Alabama in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. It's going to be 3 p.m. on ESPN. Indiana has a 71.4% win probability.
Oh, that's okay. That just makes it sweeter when Alabama wins.
That's right.
Number 3, Georgia taking on number 6, Ole Miss. That's the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans, 7 p.m. on ESPN. And Georgia squeaking ahead with a 60.1% win probability.
All right, the semis on January 8th and 9th in Glendale, Arizona, Atlanta, Georgia. National championship game January 19th in Miami.
Yeah, we milk this stuff as long as we can.
Chime In is sponsored by Pensacola Habitat for Humanity.
And we are looking at photos. This is a 100-year birthday
Wow.
for Lucille Welch. Happy birthday, Lucille. You look
Looking
great.
amazing, absolutely.
And happy birthday to Marilyn Clifton. No number given on this one, but that's okay.
Hey, that's
happy
okay.
birthday, whatever it is.
We have more ahead. Let's get back to the news. President Trump meeting with world leaders attempting to broker peace deals into long-standing conflicts. What's ahead for today? Coming up. Today, President Trump will hold talks with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
It'll happen at Mar-a-Lago. They're going to talk about implementing phase 2 of the peace deal between Israel and Hamas. The ceasefire is still just the first of 3 proposed phases.
Yeah, the details of the second phase haven't even been agreed upon at this point. Netanyahu is expected to demand that Hamas disarm before Israeli troops would further withdraw from Gaza. The 2 leaders also expected to talk about Iran and whether another strike is needed to disable Tehran's ballistic missile program.
This, by the way, will be the 5th time the 2 have met this year.
And this morning, President Trump says Russia and Ukraine may be very close to a peace deal.
The president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, met with President Trump in Mar-a-Lago Sunday. The president also spoke with Vladimir Putin on the phone for a few hours. Big sticking point for peace is territory.
Zelensky has proposed a 20-point plan that would include stronger security guarantees and a demilitarized buffer zone in the Donbas region that's hotly contested in this conflict. Zelensky cautions any plan would likely need approval from the Ukrainian people.
If the plan will be very difficult for our society, very difficult, of course our society has to choose and has to vote, because it's their land, the land not of one person, it's the land of our nation for a lot of generations.
Well, despite being close, quote unquote, Russia launched one of their largest attacks on Ukraine in months, killed 2 people, injured dozens. The president says Vladimir Putin does not want to be forced to stop fighting, only to have to start again. Peace talks will continue in the coming weeks, including a meeting with European leaders, potentially this time at the White House.
It is 7:29 now. Cases of flu on the increase around the nation. The latest CDC data shows nearly 5 million cases around the country.
Looks like New York State seeing the worst flu outbreak on record, more than 71,000 cases in 1 week, the most ever in a single week, they say.
At least 14 other states are reporting numbers described as high or very high, and the number of cases is expected to rise this week as people come back from traveling.
They say it's linked to the new variant. It's called subclade K. Symptoms are coming on faster, they say, and a bit more intense.
Now, doctors do say the flu shot would still help reduce your risk of severe illness. Surveys show only about 34% of adults chose to get those shots. The CDC does recommend everyone over the age of 6 months get a flu shot.
Good morning. The Morning Current continues at 7:30 and a half, and Brooke Richardson is here, as always.
To warn us to get out the big coats. Goodness gracious, we're going to have quite a significant drop in temperature today, right?
Yeah, and it's already looking cooler than what we were seeing around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. We were seeing temperatures in the 70s. Now we're seeing temperatures in the 50s. And it's going to continue to fall throughout your day, a few degrees here and there, until we head into the evening where we see that big drop down because we have a cold front moving through. We are looking at some showers with it. It's not too significant rain-wise. It wasn't really a big rain maker for us, but we did have some rain with it, and we're still seeing some of those light showers moving through Destin going into Miramar Beach. Almost out of the rain now, and behind it, the winds are picking up and our temperatures are falling, and this is all with a huge cold front that's moving across the southeast. You can see those temperatures already falling. Look at Fort Walton Beach at 61, 57 in Navarre, 55 in Pensacola, so there's already a big difference depending on where you are. Our temperatures will continue to fall throughout tonight, and we'll get into the 30s. Our winds have picked up quite a bit as well, 15, 20 miles an hour, even seeing up to 25 miles an hour. This is your sustained wind, so it is going to be breezy as you head through that day, so those 50s will feel a little bit cooler as well, and once again dropping quite a bit tonight.
Checking out your Monday morning drive. This is I-10 and Scenic. We're still seeing light traffic. It's hard to get back after a holiday, isn't it? Just be careful. Right now it is 7:31.
That woman wanted in connection with a parking lot burglary has still remained uncaptured.
Yeah, the Escambia County Sheriff's Office tells us that 31-year-old Shakni Golay has active warrants from 3 separate cases. Charges including burglary, petty theft, and battery, as well as burglary of an unoccupied vehicle and grand theft. Also a probation violation. One
case, you may recall, was a truck burglary at the Circle K on Fairfield Drive a couple of weeks ago. A man left his truck unlocked to go to the store. In the store for under a minute, he says, when thieves broke into his truck. They stole his wallet, $800 in cash, driver's license, social security card, more.
If you have any information, you are asked to call the Sheriff's Office, or you can call Crime Stoppers. That number is 850-433-STOP.
And it is going to get really cold for the next couple of nights.
Santa Rosa County has already already announced they're opening their cold weather shelter. That will be open tonight and tomorrow night at Ferris Hill Baptist Church on Chafin Street in Milton. You need to arrive between 6:30 and 8:30 p.m. The only animals allowed are service animals with verification of vaccinations. Typically under 40 degrees, we see shelters opening in Okaloosa and Escambia counties as well. We will keep you posted on the notifications that we receive.
One too many? It can happen on New Year's Eve or any day during the holidays, of course. Well, any day during the year. But for right now, in the holidays, AAA is offering their tow-to-go service through the new year.
They opened it during the Christmas holidays, and it will extend through January 2nd at 6 a.m. What it means is a free ride and a tow for impaired drivers. They'll take you somewhere within a 10-mile radius of where they picked you up.
Available to members and non-members alike. You can reach Tow-to-Go. Here's the number, 855-2TOW-2GO.
Stay with us on the Morning Current heading into the new year. People are making their resolutions and setting their goals. We'll talk about that.
And this is always fun. Google releasing the top searches for 2025. We'll take a look at the top 5 or so. It's interesting.
Right now, I know it's hard on a Monday to get it going. Yes, but we're all in it together. Cheers to a nice coffee break, and then we'll deal with it.
Say goodbye. Almost time to say goodbye to 2025, right?
Yeah, and there's some stuff that can stay behind, right? It's a tradition in New York City. 3 days before New Year's Eve, the crowds come together in Times Square to say goodbye to 2025 in true New York City style.
It is called Good Riddance Day. It's an annual pre-New Year's Eve tradition. All come together. They write down apparently all the bad memories from 2025 on a ticket that looks like a Broadway show ticket, and they rip it up and cast it away.
That's in the hope of making, room for better luck and good fortune. I mean, maybe you want to leave behind debt, unemployment, a bad relationship. Ansley, producer Ansley, thanks for filling in on the Morning Current today, Ansley. She said, Jared and Laura, what would you write down?
Things to like to leave behind in 2025?
Yeah.
Well, what I'd like to leave behind, I can't.
Okay. It's cryptic, but maybe he'll post more on Facebook later.
Maybe.
Mine is easy. I would leave behind the tendency to get sucked into social media gossip, and for all of us, I would wish less division and more unity. Yay! Hold hands. Sing Kumbaya.
Well, I'll just go ahead and do that too.
I want to leave all that behind in 2025 and let 2026 be a brand new start for all of us. So cross fingers.
Million people or so expected to jam into Times Square for New Year's Eve. Of course, you can tune in to Dick Clark's New Year's Rocket Eve with Ryan Seacrest. That'll be Wednesday night.
I love him. He's so
I know
good.
you do, Laura.
Yes. All right. What have we been looking into in the last year, or what do we want to create in the year ahead? Let's talk resolutions heading into 2026, because it's always a good fun.
All right, let's take a look at what people are looking for to do. 31% of U.S. adults will come up with a resolution or set a goal into the new year. Most common, take a guess for 2026, to exercise more.
Wah, wah. Rounding out the top 5, you've got being happy, healthy eating, saving more money, and improving our physical health.
On the bottom of the list is finding a new hobby, looking for a new job, getting more politically motivated. I'm with that. And 2025, saving more money topped the list, followed by exercise.
That is absolutely doable too. It's like all the people say, if you just save a little bit, $5 a week, whatever you got, it will add up. Now, I noticed that the number of people who actually admitted setting resolutions was rather low, in the 30th. I'm not doing it, because to me it's just like a way to be disappointed.
That's not the Laura Hussey positive outlook I've come to love.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you just try to do your best each day. You don't set some goal that some people have like a reverse psychology with that. If you're making this big, hard and fast thing, it gets hard to achieve.
Wow.
This is not how Jared thinks. You got a resolution?
Well, it's a tough one for me. I'm trying to get past my terrible shyness and introverted person that I am, and become more socially better.
I think we know each other so well, and then I go, wow, that is so interesting.
I am terribly, terribly shy.
Yeah.
Most people think I'm stuck up, but I'm shy. I have trouble meeting new people and having conversations with new people and things like that. I'm somewhat socially awkward.
It's never too late.
That's what I'm trying.
All right. Google has unveiled their year in search. This is always fun. What were we searching? People, pop culture, the moments that caused the biggest spikes in searches.
Charlie Kirk, this year's #1 list in the U.S. It peaked lasted weeks after he was shot and killed September 10th in Utah. Other top news searches include...
Well, government shutdown was a huge one. Tariffs, Los Angeles fires, new pope chosen. And remember all these things? The Epstein files, of course, as well as presidential inauguration and Hurricane Melissa.
Zoran Mandani was top search for person. Also in top 10, Erica Kirk, Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk's accused killer.
Shadur Sanders was on the list of most searched people. He's the son of Deion Sanders, obviously. And David, the artist, the musical artist, who is now considered a suspect. That's an update. He's considered a suspect in the death of that missing 15-year-old whose body was found in a Tesla in a car lot in September.
All right, let's talk about pop culture searches. K-pop Demon Hunters released in June.
And a big Labubus. Labubus were one of the biggest searches. They're those little plush collectible toys sold in blind boxes.
The iPhone 17, released in September, brought 14% sale increase over the iPhone 16.
And this was a fun category. I think here on the team, we love this one the most. Parents are searching, like, what do kids talk about, trying to keep up with slang. So as you can imagine...
6'7".
6'7".
No one knows what it really means because much like Seinfeld, it's an expression about nothing.
Another one is Sigma, which is slang for someone who's cool but plays by their own rules.
Oh, yeah, that'd be me.
Yeah, you're very Sigma, Jared.
Yeah.
Then there's Skibbity, which is actually usually used to start a conversation, particularly a conversation filled with brain rot. Now you know.
Wow. All these stories and much more available on our YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com, search out WEAR News, and all those stories, the good stories, the bad stories, and everything in between available for you. Just again, search WEAR News on the YouTube.
And stay with us. Over a dozen people dead, nearly 100 injured after a train went off the rails in Mexico. We have the latest on that incident and the investigation into exactly what happened.
In Mexico, look at all this. Train crash killed 13, injured dozens, stopped traffic along the rail line connecting the Pacific and the Gulf of Mexico.
They call it the interoceanic train, and it went off the rails Sunday as it passed a curve. The route links the states of Oaxaca and Veracruz. 13 people died, 98 injured, and 5 of those injuries we know are serious. Altogether, there were 241 passengers and 9 crew members on board.
Train with 2 locomotives, 4 passenger cars, halted train traffic along the 180-mile route that stretches from the Pacific to the Gulf. Mexico's Attorney General's office has opened an investigation trying to figure out what the heck happened.
And this morning we have video, really pretty dramatic video, showing this helicopter, oh, that just hurt your stomach, spinning out of control seconds before crashing in southern New Jersey.
One pilot killed, another critically injured. The 2 helicopters collided midair Sunday, flying close together to begin with, in tandem. Unclear why. Both plummeted to the ground. One of the helicopters burst into flame at the crash.
Witnesses rushed out to the scene trying to comfort one of those pilots.
There was a man in there. He was conscious and breathing and, kind of just looking around. And the only thing I could think to do was just like hold his hand and talk to him. So I just laid in the ground next to him and just was like, hey, like, we're here. Like, don't worry.
National Transportation Safety Board will send a team, of course, to figure out exactly what happened. They always do.
yesterday we went to walk on this beautiful beach, and it was warm. It was nice in a t-shirt. It was great.
Yeah, it's a big 180 today. It's funny. Brian just texted me. The only thing he said was wind. So it's breezy out there.
I got a text from my wife saying things are getting blown off the back porch.
Yeah, it's windy. I mean, what we're seeing with this cold front is it's more wind driven. We're not seeing as much rain with it, but it is really going to cool us down as we go through the day today. So right now you have the clouds over our Hardee's camera. You'll feel the temperature difference now, and those temperatures are going to stay chilly through your afternoon. It's going to be one of those weird days where the afternoon's actually going to slowly get cooler. So you will notice a temperature drop going through your afternoon. Especially with those windy conditions, you want to make sure you're grabbing the jacket. Right now, we do have the clouds. We are going to be looking at those really breaking apart through the afternoon. You can see our radar, for the most part, calming down. We still have a few of those showers left over. Not many, though we do have more light rain that's moving through Walton County. A few of the showers to the north, so we could see a few more sprinkles before it moves completely out. But then our temperatures are going to drop quite a bit into your evening. So your winds right now, 15 to even 25 miles an hour. It's going to be very breezy as you head through your day. It is going to be that wind that helps bring in that cooler, that drier air. It'll help kick the clouds out as well. Some good news with this, no more fog. So the fog is going away. We just don't have as much of that moisture left over. So heading into your Tuesday, we're going to be looking at a very cold day. Tuesday is going to be the coldest day of the week. We'll wake up in the 30s, highs will be in the 40s. Heading into the rest of the week, we'll see the sunshine. We will be looking at some nice sunny weather through New Year, so you'll have calm weather. It's just going to be cool, so make sure you are prepared for that. If you do have any New Year's Eve, New Year's Day celebrations, you're going to want to prepare for that cooler weather. 50s right now. You can see as you head through the rest of your day, temperatures falling a bit, and then as you head overnight, we're going to drop into the 40s by 6 p.m. 30s overnight. We could be at or below freezing as we wake up on Tuesday morning, and then by Tuesday afternoon we'll stay in the 40s. So it is going to be a very cold one for that Tuesday, and then Tuesday night going into your New Year's Eve we'll be in the 30s again. Now the good news is going into New Year's Eve into New Year's Day we should be in the 40s, so avoiding that freeze. Still very cold though. Sea-tone rain forecast 2 to 3 feet for the Gulf, going to be choppy with that wind, and our yellow flags are flying, likely to stay that way once again with the wind. Here's that week ahead. You can see we do have temperatures 50s by Wednesday, New Year's Day 57, back to average by Friday.
You're going to want to stick around for this. One Wordle player says they've cracked the whole game with 3 simple words.
A Wordle player claims to have cracked the game with a 3-guess strategy. I feel like it's going to ruin Wordle for everyone.
I know, right? Because you guys play this.
Yeah.
A lot of the crew plays this game.
Yeah, I don't play, so I don't. It doesn't bother me that the 3 words are going to be revealed here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do it. Stare, lemon, and pudgy. Those are the 3 words, and together they bring in about 15 of the most common letters in the puzzle, so they say.
Yeah.
All right, out of the 26 down behind, uncommon used ones like X or Z, along others. The point is, when you type in those words that reference your keyboard, there'll only be a few options left for any 5-letter words.
Does this make sense?
You got that make
Yeah,
sense?
it kind of makes sense. And the Wordle players say it does take a lot of the fun out of the game, which is what
Yeah.
I say. Most players have their own starting words to narrow things down. Mine is spicy. Most famous is ado, which has the most vowels you can jam into 5 letters. I know a lot of people use audio too here. Is that also?
Okay.
Really? All
Pro
right.
tips. Pro tips. The other big talker this morning is Stranger Things. We are just days now away from the finale, but apparently some fans not so happy with how it's going so far.
Yeah, let's just review this year. The series finale premiering on December 31st. Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 2 released on Christmas Day. Now on Rotten Tomatoes, Season 5 is currently sits at 67. It was 91% when Volume 1 debuted in November.
Yeah, the episode titled The Bridge is the lowest rated episode of show history. Viewers did not appreciate the episode's marquee scene of Will coming out to his friends, and they said the scene felt unnecessary due to the world-ending dangers at play.
And they're adding that it is an unrealistic and overly simplistic depiction of what it would have been like for a teen to come out to his friends in the 1980s. The main criticism is that the finale is at risk of missing the mark. I guess you'll be the judge on that
A
one.
lot of people calling it a cheap Netflix movie. But here, if you're disappointed with Stranger Things, tune into a great little show called Landman. The greatest TV show ever created.
Yeah, I think we may be addicted.
Chime In is sponsored by Pensacola Habitat for Humanity.
Oh, this is cute. This is a Christmas photo from my kids. This is from Jody Davis. Oh my goodness.
That took some planning, you guys.
I did.
And from Penny, this is Penny, playing with her new toy she got from Santa Claus. The picture comes from Liz Oakes.
Penny, we love you. We love all your photos. Keep them coming, and we'll be right back.
We are looking at that rain that has now started to come to an end, but temperatures are cooling off. Temperatures will be in the 50s for your afternoon, dropping into the 30s tonight, 40s for highs tomorrow, and then we'll gradually warm up into New Year's. New Year's Eve, we should be in the 40s.
All right, check on the plants and the pets and the people. Make sure everybody stays warm tonight.
Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning right here at 7 o'clock.